It's been confirmed. Lord Sugar is back for another million seasons. He will be presenting The Apprentice until he dies, which is a horrific decision. Today we're going to watch episode 8. We're also going to look at the news that Lord Sugar has been re-signed. Transfer deadline approaching, and Lord Sugar's been re-signed by the club for an undisclosed figure. But we're going to talk about that later. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, and let's watch The Apprentice.
"4:30 a.m.
What's the story?
The story is, Joey Credit, fuck off please.
So I want you to create your own hot sauce.
How can we got another food task? I'm bored of food tasks because none of them, with the exception of Mia and maybe Anissa, I suspect, can really cook. And it's not a business skill, being able to cook and prepare food. You can do it for a business, but most of them are not running catering businesses. So why would you need to be able to do that?
What do we call ourselves? Does anyone have any ideas?
I've got a little suggestion. Subtle spice.
Shit.
Spicy and nice.
Worse.
How would you guys feel about umami mami?
Name is fine so long as you have something that is, somewhat umami. That has to be somewhat kind of savoury, rich, which honestly I don't think I guess you could do in a hot sauce. Yeah, okay. The name could work then, actually.
For the hot sauce team, I'd be really happy, Dean, if you could lead a sub-team leader. You and I both like hot sauce in this team.
And I feel like this is a bit of a weaker subject as well.
So to come in on that's a really bizarre reason to make someone sub-team leader is you like hot sauce. Because liking hot sauce and being good at making it are two wildly different concepts. And actually, I really respect Dean for saying, actually, I'm not experienced in this. I wouldn't know what I'm doing in this circumstance. I think there's a real risk it comes back to bite him, because I think Lord Sugar's going to look at it and think, well, why don't you put yourself out there, try something new? But I get it. I think it's the right call from Dean to say, I don't know anything about this, really. I like hot sauce, but that's not enough to get me to lead the team, to be honest. So I think the right decision in like a real situation, but in terms of what Lord Sugar will think of it, I don't think he'll think very highly of it.
Ranging in spice level based on the Scoville unit.
A lesson in the science of spice.
The Scoville unit is a universal measure of the spiciness of chili peppers.
I think it's really interesting that they're being kind of given this crash course, which has basic information that you kind of want the person who's designing your sauce to already know. I know what Scovilles are. And I don't think I can say this enough as I react to this whole series. I would be rubbish at all of this. But I feel like I know more than most of these people do about the things they need to know about. They must know what Scovilles are. I can't see it being possible they don't know what Scovilles are. And that's the scale of hotness or heat or spiciness. So why are they being told that? Is it to tell us? Is that... Oh, maybe that's it. To be honest, that might be it, actually. They might be telling us, and they just happen to be there because they can't, it's exposition so that we know what's good. But they never use, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's so that we know. Maybe it's exposition. Yeah, I'll give them credit then.
The instructions were, we go super fiery. I think we should consider going all in.
You think?
Yeah.
You think? Oh.
Karen can't take it. The thing is, so I'm not a big fan of hot sauces anyway, because my spice tolerance is, how low can you go? Really, I can't deal with it at all. But I like a kind of a medium spice. So I'll go to Nando's, I'll get a medium. I haven't been to Nando's in so long. I should go have a medium. My problem is when it gets too hot, all you can taste is the heat. And actually, if you're someone who likes hot sauce, you'll probably be able to see beyond the heat. And you're looking for something that's hot but has flavour. And I'm worried that this team is going to go down the route of it's just hot. That there's no, we've got the highest rated pepper possible, but actually it's not tasty. And I think once you get beyond the heat bit, which if you're a hot sauce connoisseur you're going to do, then right, it's useless. What, like, hot for hotness' sake is pretty pointless.
She can come up with something great.
It tastes a bit weird.
I really don't like that.
I respect them both quite a lot for actually saying they don't like it, because it's very easy to make something and then just, oh yeah, it's interesting flavor profile. I quite like it. What do you think? Yeah, you like it too. Yeah. Okay, good. Let's do it. when actually you both hate it. So I'm glad they both basically accepted, yeah, this is pretty naff. Let's try again.
All that straight away, they just put it on the table.
Yeah. The constant thing is the bottle on the table.
That's going to be foreshadowing. Everything's about the bottle. So are they not going to finish the sauce? Like, is there not going to be a sauce? The sauce is clearly key to this. So how's that going to mess up? Are they going to break it as soon as they get to, you know, the set, just smash it and go, oh, right, great, we don't have a bottle now. Definitely foreshadowing.
Chizola, if you are down, I would be really excited to have you within the advert.
I mean, look, I think you are a great actor as well, but I would have probably thought you would have chosen me. I just feel like my skills more lie in that area.
Experience.
I mean, I got an A in drama, so...
Oh, no. Oh, ah. This is another certified Malika moment. Oh my word, I'm going to crash out. Why does she do this? Why does she do this every single time? I've got GCSE in drama. Okay, great. Fantastic, same. Right? It doesn't make you a good actor. It's just like when she asked for the vote to be redone for who was project manager that time. And it's like, I'm worried in a second she's going to go,
Okay, so should we do another vote again?
I think. What for?
So who's going to be acting again? Maybe I could act. I did get a GCSE in drama, so maybe I could act. Have we decided to go and act yet? Because I could act, actually. I'm really worried she's going to do that. Because it's just... And I think it's the edit. Honestly, I'm a bit worried it's not just the edit anymore. Because this just happens every single time. So Lord Sugar has signed a 3-year deal to stay on at the BBC's Apprentice. He was contracted to do next year's season already, but he's now going to do another 3. He's 77, okay? He was going to be 78 next year, plus 3. He's going to be 81 by the time he leaves, assuming he doesn't get signed again. Apparently, criticism of the show falls like water off a duck's back. Well, get the fucking water running, because here's some criticism of The Apprentice, and specifically Lord Sugar. More and more, he has called in the presenting of the show. I can't count how many times he has not been there at the start for no good reason. Oh, something urgent's come up. No, it fucking hasn't. You're in your 70s. You're not running the business anymore. And also, what business? Amstrat, or whatever it's called, basically doesn't do any business. No one uses him anymore. He's just real estate now. And I hate to break to him, or any of the people who are going to come out of the woodwork to support him. He has people who do the property management for him. He's not doing that. So I don't buy it that he has actual genuine reasons to not be... He gets paid quite a lot to do it. Property's how he's rich. Like, that's it. There's not some great mystery about how he has so much money. And that doesn't make him a good businessman. There are lots of people who are rich off property. He just happens to also be a TV personality. And a lord. Which, by the way, what an awful appointment to the lords. Not to get political on Maine, but dreadful appointment. Just bad. And he thinks that maybe some of the contestants are only in it for the social media bit, which, honestly, such insightful commentary that we'd expect no less from him, really. Maybe some of them do it for the clout. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments whether you think some of them might do it for clout, because I'm not sure.
Friends and family always think I'm quite funny, quite quirky.
Oh, I'm a little bit strange. I'm a little bit different. You're a millennial.
Tim, can I just interrupt? Sorry, you've got 20 minutes left.
Do you know when we'll be able to have a bottle hid?
So there's a small issue regarding that. We weren't able to send you a sample.
No. Okay, so that's how they don't have the bottle, is they just didn't send them one. Oh my god. What the hell? It's an advertising task and they don't have a product to advertise. Oh my... You can't win an advertising task without product to advertise. That's such a basic error. That's just... You just simply cannot. So, I mean, Jordan or Anita has to go home because fundamentally, you cannot film an advert for a hot sauce without the hot sauce in it. You just... That's not an advert.
Bit later on, but you're going to put the hot sauce in the chicken wing, but how are you going to do that and at the same time trying to break free from the actual prison?
Can I get this scene
Yeah.
done really quickly? And
Yeah, sure.
I mean, she does have a GCSE in drama, so... But she doesn't have any experience in directing, so she doesn't really know what she's talking about. as she herself said. So
I don't really have an experience in directing.
Jumps off the screen, the old school explosion, banging.
Yeah, so can we please have banging?
Okay.
I love that the graphic designer is finding it funny. As a novice myself, I actually think this could have legs. I think it needs to really, really lean into the comic book strip-esque kind of style, like pow, bang, banging. You know, it's going to knock your socks off. It's, you know, it's really in your face. It's comic book. It's funny. It's fun. This is what they ended up with. It's just bad. It's just bad. And fundamentally, it's so bad that I've decided to do my own. This is what I've come up with. Now, it's not great. It's not fantastic. I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, wow, please, I should be a graphic designer. But I do think I've taken the original idea that they had, which I still think is quite good, and I've made it into something which I think reflects what they really wanted. And it took me about 10 minutes. I'm better than these two. As a person overall, in general. I'm gonna put them both on screen, and you tell me which one of these you prefer. You have to choose. So in the comments, make sure you drop a like while you're down there, but tell me which one you prefer and why. Write a short little essay, maybe 100 words, 200 words, on why mine's better. I mean, why you've chosen whichever one it is that's better. My one.
Yeah, we don't have the sauce, babe.
Me to my friends when we're, you know, hitting the town. Don't have the sauce, babe. Don't have the sauce. Because fundamentally, none of us have that sauce. You know, no offense to my friends, we don't got that sauce. Not even slightly. However, why, if I don't know.
Filming reaches its climax.
So good.
My God.
What have I just witnessed? What have I just witnessed? I feel I've just seen an X-rated scene. I am deeply, deeply uncomfortable. It's so bad. Words, please come back to me. Why did they enjoy the sauce that much? Why did they enjoy the sauce as much as they did? It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me anxious. It makes me worried. Why did it give them stimulation? I don't have any words. You had to watch it. Sorry, I think.
Woo! Oh!
Wow.
Well, that's not quite the reaction. The reaction should be more like,
So good.
be realistic, guys. Come on. You know, that's how you did it in the advert. So why not doing that now? Someone's lying somewhere about that sauce.
The next stage is editing.
This edit is going to be super interesting because on the one hand, one team has an orgasmic sauce, which is clearly not appropriate for advertising at all. So they have to be basically removing everything they shot. And on top of that, their whole concept makes no sense. And then secondly, the other team has no sauce. Not just in the way that Liam talks, but also in the product sense as well. That's harsh on Liam. Sorry, Jay.
Would you recommend it to a friend? Quick show of hands, please.
Go about the show of hands. Just...
No, you can't. You can't ask people to raise their hands. No, raise their hands. Goes, guys. No. You raise your hands up if you wanna say you love it. No, don't leave them down. Hey, up in the air like this. Yeah. Oh, maybe we'll just count them. Maybe hands down if you love the product. Oh, everyone's put hands up now. Weird.
For Amber Rose's crew, banging behind bars.
Good line from the narrator there. Banging behind bars with those noises. This could be a poorly shot, quite cheap, X-rated film about a prison. In fact, I suspect that there's probably already one made that has that as their theme. Probably not hot sauce related. I can't really see the logical step how they'd end up with hot sauce as their kind of breakout method.
Hey, prisoner, we can come hot sauce.
What did he say? Maybe he said, "Bring me back my hot sauce." It kind of sounded. Has anyone been watching Maths Australia? Not mathematics. Married at First Sight Australia. There's one of the men in one of the couples. He kind of talks in mumble the whole time. It's difficult to get what he's saying, and it's so funny because the producers have clearly noticed this and have put subtitles on, even if you've got subtitles off, like they're burnt in, because they don't think that anyone's gonna know what he's saying. It makes me laugh every single time I see it because it's just like it's funny. It's funny. So this is a clip. I've taken out the captions, so you're gonna watch it without captions, and then have a guess in the comments what you think that he's saying, and then I'm gonna play the with captions version so you can see what he actually was saying.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, my friend.
It's not always clear what he's saying, and I feel that's basically what this prison guard is.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, my friend.
Sorry for the sidetrack. Back onto The Apprentice, I promise.
Hi guys, I'm Levi Roots and I do know a lot about sauces.
And one thing I know, this sauce is fucking dreadful.
It's bland, it's boring, and it doesn't have any flavours.
Basically what I said.
You know, we were trying to emphasise a kind of pow kind of element.
Pow! Why they didn't lean into that kind of more like superhero-esque kind of pow especially in the edit bit, beyond me. I mean, obviously part of it is because the timelines they have are just realistically unrealistic. That would have been actually a solid marketing campaign, is this hot sauce will blow your fucking socks off. Pow! And then like, you know, but in the hand is the, you know, hot sauce bar. Pow! Pow! And then you have your brand at the front. So you go something like this. The hot sauce that will kick your socks off. Pow! And weirdly enough, you probably would... Oh, no, I'm out of focus. Now, weirdly enough, you probably would just make sure that your camera would refocus itself.
And I have to question why I didn't see your actual hot sauce in the ad.
Now, big brain thinking here with the question kind of, why did I not see your sauce? Just gaslight them. Just straight up. Well, you did. Did you not see it? I would love to play it again, but we only allowed to play it once. Did you not see the hot sauce? It's quite prominent. I'm a little worried for you personally. Have you had your eyes tested recently? And you didn't see it either. I don't know what to say, because ultimately it was in there. If you didn't see it, I can't, there's not much I can do about that. It was there. If you missed it, then perhaps we could take a note away that we need to make it more prominent. But it was there, so perhaps, check yourself a little bit, Just gaslight, why not? There's literally zero consequence.
Well done, guys.
So, guys,
Seriously, well
I just
done.
wanted to say, especially you, Mia, I feel like you handled the questions really well.
So who wins then? Because they were both absolutely shite there. Actually dreadful. Like, the worst advert was the X-rated advert, set in the prison. But it wasn't much worse, really, than the one without the sauce in. And to be honest, without the sauce, the advert's completely pointless. So... the X-rated one's bad. I think the one without the sauce in is worse. That's the worst one. So I guess that team loses. But to be frank, they were both dreadful. No one deserves to win. And if that one loses, the reason for it being so bad is because there's no sauce in it, which means Jordan or Anise has to go home. Jordan doesn't know anything about sauces, so maybe he should be more on the kind of timekeeping element. But Anissa also made a horrible sauce, so... And also didn't keep an eye on the time. So maybe Anissa goes, I don't know. But one of those two, surely.
People do like this hot stuff. I don't, personally, myself, but...
Don't try that one, then.
No. Banging.
Yes, people do use that. This isn't the first time I've heard banging before. And I'm honestly surprised that Lord Sugar hasn't heard of it before. I can't imagine him saying it, but I can imagine a previous contestant using that phrase before. Particularly one of the kind of Dean types, the Jack the Lad, Del Boy style contestants we get. I can imagine them saying banging. Let me know in the comments if there is an episode where someone else uses banging and Lord Sugar doesn't pick him up on it, because he's being ridiculous here.
Let's say Dean or Max came along as a representative. Would you buy it?
No, of course you wouldn't. It's shite. It's not good. It's a bad product. It would be bad on the shelves. It would never sell. And frankly, it tastes disgusting. No, of course you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't.
I would buy it.
Okay.
Oh, you would? Okay, I don't believe you.
Have you got a girlfriend in real life?
I wouldn't have thought so. There may be a reason.
Catching strays from Karen. I'm surprised that Liam's not coming out with yeah, I've got loads of girlfriends back home, you know, in Caravan Club. Hoo-hoo, I'm unstoppable. Because he looks like Jay from In-Betweeners. He doesn't really, but again, here's them side by side. They look weirdly similar in a way I can't quite put my finger on, but I'm surprised that, you know, he didn't just drop the old, you know, actually, no, I had loads of girlfriends, actually. Last one broke up with me because my cock was too big for her.
This leads me to conclude there's no winner here.
Good decision. They were both rubbish. I do think this is a bit unfair on previous tasks, because actually in previous tasks, a lot of it is based on who's been the least bad. But this is the right decision. We should do more of this. You know, if your product is just bad, full stop, even if it's better than the other team, you lose. That should be the way it works, not anything else. So the right decision in this instance. They are both terrible. My problem is that this is an inconsistent decision. This is not the first time that both teams have been dreadful. When we worked out what the real profit was in The Apprentice, the winning team had like a take home each of from 2 days worth of work of like £23 or something like that. That should have been a loss as well. That's nowhere near enough. You know, and they got given free ingredients. So there should be lots of opportunities for both teams to lose. That being said, the right decision. Both teams were absolutely dreadful. So with that, my assumption is we get rid of one or more from each team. As I've said, I do genuinely think that the advert was so bad on the team that did the date because there was no product in the ad. And that is exclusively Jordan and Anissa's fault. So one of those two has to go. I think it's Jordan, probably, because at least Anissa was trying to make a sauce, so would had reason to be distracted, whereas Jordan was not. Other team, I think Amber Rose has to go, frankly, because it was her bad directing that made an X-rated film. Effectively, had to cut together in the editing room to make something at least that you could show on television. So let's see who goes.
Being completely honest, Emma's contribution to this task wasn't great.
I think this target of Emma here feels completely ridiculous, and I know the edit for the last kind of 7 weeks has if we ignore the first week where she was project manager, she hasn't really done anything. In this task, there wasn't really any more that could be done. Like, oh, well, me and Liam could have done the same without her. Okay, great. You still did shit, and perhaps had there been the product there to advertise, she would have had more to do because there would have been an actual advert to make. So I don't understand this kind of, let's point the fingers over here. It's simply Anissa and Jordan's fault. That's it. That's it.
I felt like we could have done the same thing, if not better, without Malika there, just because we'd waste a lot of time.
And now Malika is being targeted for being disruptive, which, by the way, is now seen as a good thing. You know, to be a disruptor can be a good thing. And actually, sometimes you do need to disrupt in order to make reasonable change. That being said, I don't really know, again, what she did wrong this time. Yes, she didn't say, let's not make an X-rated film, but she was on the periphery of that. You know, she was excluded from decision-making, and I can't believe I'm being forced to defend Malika here. You know, quite frankly, on this team, Amber Rose needs to go. The two boys who made the sauce, yeah, it wasn't very interesting, wasn't great, but, like, frankly, it was an advertising task, and the advert was awful. So it needs to be one of the three girls. And Malika was sidelined because she has an A in GCSE drama, which makes her too competent. Chizola was acting. Her acting was interesting. Ultimately, the direction was done by Amber Rose. The directing was where it went wrong. Amber Rose needs to go. But it seems like Malika and Emma are the ones being targeted, and I was just so confused by that.
You've been a bit disruptive. So on that basis, Malika, you're fired. I have not seen much from you in the past 8 weeks, and so, with regret, Emma, you're fired.
Honestly, both of those ridiculous decisions, and it gives me pause to even wonder: did he make both teams lose so he could fire both of them because that's who he wanted to fire? That whole thing felt a bit contrived, actually, on reflection. So I'm worried that effectively the only reason we had both teams lose, which I think we should do more of, was because Shugsy wanted to fire Emma, who's on one team, and Malika, who's on the other. Really? Ugh. So we're never going to have this again. We've Got 4 more years of this shit. Another 2 candidates gone, which is we're ploughing through them now, really. You know, we've just had confirmed that we've got 4 more years of this shit, which is great. Fantastic. It's something I feel like I basically now just hate watching. We've learnt that basically we fire for no reason. We've learnt that Shugsy doesn't care, which we already knew. We haven't learned anything. Basically, I'm going to keep it short because I've seen the retention figures once I start saying goodbye. So most of you have already left. If you're still around, make sure you leave a like and a comment. You know, here's a little treat for you for staying behind. You guys are great, so thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I'm enjoying making these videos. I hope you're enjoying watching them. Really appreciate you massively. I really do. So thank you. Keep being a good boy, and I'll see you next week.